Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com. I just got back from the eye doctor and my eyes are dilated. It's kind of cool, huh? Well, the reason I went is because I've been having eye problems for the past month, which is really weird for me. I've never really had eye problems. I've had, probably moderate vision. And so I've been wearing contacts since I was probably around 16 or 17. And my eyes have never really had a major issue. The prescription's only gone up little by little over the years. So it hasn't been a problem. And then all of a sudden, about a month ago, my vision got really blurry and it scared the heck out of me. So I gave it some time. I'm not one of those people that runs off to the doctor. I just thought, I'm going to see what happens. So I watched it for about a day, and it was still there, and started to feel kind of panicky about it. So I did a little bit of research, couldn't really come up with what the problem was, and I got some homeopathic eye drops from a natural market, tried those, still no luck. So finally I went to, he's not a full-on eye doctor, but he does prescriptions for contacts and glasses. I went to him. He said, well, I can't really tell you much about your eyes. I can only do prescriptions. I thought, well, maybe my prescriptions just changed. So he measured it, and there was a really drastic difference between my left eye and my right eye. And I thought, this is really bizarre, but let's see if this fixes it. Gives me the prescription. I can see a little bit better. My right eye is completely fine, but my left eye is still weird, having focus issues. I'm just thinking, what is going on? Now here's the thing. I don't have health insurance. I don't usually go to the doctor that often, and I can't really afford it right now as I'm a freelancer. So I just kind of had to wait it out and see what happened. And finally I'm thinking, this could be scary. So finally I make an appointment, and I'm thinking, gosh, all I want is to have some natural, holistic solution to this. I don't know, I'm just worried about going to an eye doctor and having them just brush me off, and I don't know, you never really know what you're going to have when you go to a doctor, if they're going to be nice, if they're going to really even care about you, or if it's just in and out experience. But I read good reviews about this one doctor in Los Angeles, so I went to him. High hopes. Go in there, good vibe. And I went through two people before I saw the actual doctor, two women. One of them asked me a few questions, measured my eye, and she was kind of like, this is interesting. The second woman comes in, and she also thinks it's pretty interesting. And then she starts asking me if I have any family history of diabetes. In fact, the first woman asked me that too, and I said, yes, actually. I do have a few people in my family that had type 2 diabetes, but I don't think I'm at risk because my diet's much healthier than theirs, in fact, better than any of the other family members. And they think, well, it's actually more genetic. And I start to panic. Even though I hear so much about the plant-based diet preventing and reversing diabetes, in my head I'm just like panicking away. I realize, there is an issue with diabetes and blurred vision, so my heart starts pounding. I'm thinking, oh my God, could I possibly have inherited type 2 diabetes? Is this like the first sign? Blah, blah, blah. My mind's going crazy. It's amazing what we do to ourselves. And then finally the doctor comes in, and he asked me a few questions, and he also seemed skeptical. So again, I'm panicking. I'm like, is this going to be my first big health issue? Is it finally, here I am, a healthy woman? Am I just suddenly going to have an issue? Is this going to ruin my life? Panic, panic, panic. And finally, he takes a look and starts examining my eyes with all his tools and goes, well, you have a case of herpes. No kidding. Herpes, okay. He's like, well, herpes is typically referred to as below the waist and sexually transmitted, but you could actually get it in your head as well. This can be responsible for colds. We often have this when we're children. It lingers. He said something about it about being base of the head or the spine, I don't know, neck. And he said it can often work its way into the eyes. Okay, so he showed me a few pictures, and apparently I have a case of herpes in my eye, That's obstructing my vision. And I'm about to go research more about it, but I found that very fascinating. So he's prescribing me some steroids and some antiviral medication. Now, of course, I asked him, I said, well, I typically like to take the holistic, homeopathic, natural route of things. What can I do? And I expected him to, I don't know, not be very understanding. But lo and behold, this guy was extremely understanding. He said he grew up the same way, his mother was the same way, and he completely understands. But in my case, he recommended going with this route. And I thought, well, I don't know much about eye health, and I don't know anybody that really knows much about eye health. So I decided to follow his advice. It's going to cost me $170 to get these prescriptions, but at least my vision will be restored. He even showed me a cool trick. He said, you know, with certain medications, you can actually press right here, and it'll prevent it from going into your nasal system in the back of your throat and the rest of your body. And then he said after I do this, I should maybe do a little cleanse or some sort of detox to get all the junky prescription meds he's giving me. So I was very impressed with his knowledge of that and recommendations and understanding of my situations. I will keep you posted on what I learn. Well, let's find out. Herpes of the eye. Okay, well, apparently there is a Wikipedia link for herpes of the eye, so it's, oof. Photo does not look very pretty. Caused by the type 1 herpes simplex virus, eye herpes is a common recurrent viral infection infecting the eyes. This type of herpes virus can cause inflammation and scarring of the cornea and is sometimes referred to as a cold sore on the eye. Herpes of the eye can be transmitted through close contact with an infected person whose virus is active. Characteristics: swelling around the eye, tearing, eye infections, irritation, eye redness, watery discharge, sensitivity to light. What causes it? It's transmitted through contact or through self-contact and contamination. Enters the body through the nose or mouth and travels into the nerves. It can remain dormant for years and may never wake up. The exact cause of the outbreak is unknown, but stress-related factors such as fever, sunburn, major dental or surgical procedures, and traumas are often associated. I wonder if it had anything to do with my recent dental mercury removal. Steroid drops can help decrease inflammation and prevent corneal scarring while the infector appears deep. Eye herpes has no cure. Treatment can help control outbreaks. Okay. Well, there you have it. Let's read one more thing here. Most people are surprised to find out the two types of herpes viruses, the one that cause cold sores and the one that causes chickenpox, can cause a condition called herpetic eye disease. It is not sexually transmitted. Alright, well, not much interesting information out there about herpes, eye herpes. It doesn't seem like a big deal. But now you know. A couple lessons here. A, learned about herpes of the eye. Interesting. Looking forward to researching that more. B, recommend always talking to your doctors and explaining to them that you want to take the healthiest route possible, and you may be surprised because some of them may be understanding. And C, always try to find doctors that tend to lean more towards a holistic and natural way of handling medical issues. You can do this by looking up, using social media, really. I tried to do that, although nobody really had any recommendations, so that leads me to believe there maybe not a lot of eye doctors that practice natural and holistic and green ways of optometry? I don't know. So I would also love to hear any more of your perspectives and your stories of experiences you've had with eye doctors, and if you've ever had a more natural way of taking care of your eyes. Because now I feel very compelled to find out more about it, because I realized I'm very ignorant of that. There was some really cool herbs that I found that can help with your eyes, and I will get back to you on what that is I don't know if they list it. Let me take a quick look here. One thing I learned throughout this process was the role that the liver plays in your vision. When I brought it up to some friends that were more holistically minded, they thought maybe if I was having issues here, maybe I needed to do some sort of liver cleanse or take any herbs that would help with my liver. And really interesting things here with Chinese medicine. There are things that I really can't pronounce, but I wanted to read you a few things. According to traditional Chinese health theory, the liver opens in the eye and controls the vision. The eyes are a part of the peripheral nervous system and are therefore controlled by the liver. The liver is damaged by excessive heat and therefore prefers to remain cool. Excessive heat conditions can cause general hypersensitivity, allergic reactions, and the full range of liver symptoms. Of course, tonic herbs are not to be used for the purpose of curing any disease of the eyes. Herbs really are meant to promote the proper energy balance in the eyes so that the eyes remain healthy. Chronic eye disorders such as blurred vision, dizziness, chronically dry eyes, and glaucoma are caused by blood and yin deficiency of the liver. Okay, well, what I've learned here is that you should always consult an eye doctor, but it doesn't hurt to follow some Chinese medicine and really support your liver. So making sure that is in good health. Therefore, taking some herbs can help with that, and any foods that can help with the liver. Let's find out. What foods help with the liver? Garlic's great for the liver. Grapefruit, beets and carrots. Carrots are also great for your vision. Green tea, leafy green vegetables, avocados, apples, olive oil, whole grains, cruciferous vegetables, like Brussels sprouts and broccoli, lemons and limes, walnuts, cabbage, turmeric. Fantastic. Those are all very cleansing and helpful. Could probably make a pretty darn good salad using a lot. Yeah, think about this. Okay, take some leafy greens. So we'll take some spinach and lettuce. Then we'll make a dressing using lemon and garlic. Put some slices of avocado on there. Sprinkle on some walnuts. Maybe turmeric would be good in there. And slice up some beets and some grapefruit. That would be a fantastic salad for your liver, and then you can have a cup of green tea alongside of it. Your liver will be happy. I might have to go have that for lunch. Okay. Well, thanks for watching and following my journey. I hope you learned a little bit about your vision, and hopefully you will never have eye herpes, but if you have, I would be interested in hearing about it and what happened.